Well, I just finished watching the Apple event, and the iPhone 13 Pro rumors were right. I wanted to just briefly analyze the iPhone 13 Pro announcement today. Because it's a big deal, if you're a video creator in particular. The camera system has been completely redone. It looks to be really good. And I want to talk about the top 3 things as a filmmaker that I think are the most important. Now, there are a lot of these, but a few of them really stood out. And this will be in reverse order. So the number 3 thing for me is this new feature called cinematic mode. And I've been talking about this for a while, and that is the portrait mode video, more or less. So you're getting shallow depth of field now with your iPhone. And that's pretty big. It's actually really big. There's going to be some caveats because the video they shot looked really amazing, but Apple always does that and stuff always looks amazing. And in real world use, it doesn't always look the same, but this is super promising. And you can do rack focus, which I was really surprised that they announced the ability to do rack focus right off the bat in a first generation version. That's pretty cool. And one little caveat too, though, I noticed that it is HD only. It won't do it in 4K currently, but the ability to be able to do that is huge. And again, this is a first gen product. And so we'll see how it works. My number 2 feature that they announced that I'm excited about is the 3x telephoto. It's a 77mm telephoto. One of the bigger things from coming from a traditional camera to an iPhone, especially for mobile journalists, I find, is you don't have a long telephoto range. So having a 3x tele built in is great. And then on top of that, you'll be able to connect an external lens, like a 2 or 3x tele to that. Assumingly, we'll have to wait and see how they work. They'll probably have to reconfigure them to make sure that they focus properly. But then you'll have like a 6x or a 5 or 6x tele in your phone, which is going to be great. And again, by the way, this is only on the 13 Pro. The cinematic mode does work on the regular iPhone 13, so that is cool. But back to the Pro, the longer lens is a great feature for video and for photos. And the only negative to it is it's now an f2.8, but it's not super slow. I bet it will suffer though in low light, and that is something we'll have to, weigh advantages and disadvantages. So that's my number 2. My number 1 is something I've been talking about for a while. Well, I say a while, at least for a month since I heard the rumor. And iPhone rumors, lots of times they don't come true. This one did, and that is PRORES video now in the palm of your hand. This is huge. Now, if you're not a filmmaker, you may not understand the significance of this. But as a filmmaker, this is huge news. Not only will you be able to shoot PRORES, you'll also be able to edit in PRORES. Now, again, it's so new, I have no idea whether this will work in LumaFusion for editing, but the capture side within the iPhone, I can't overstate how cool this is. It will open the phone up to being used on much more large-scale productions than it is now. It is now some already, of course. And H.264, H.265 can give you great results, don't get me wrong. But PRORES encoding, it's just a professional codec. You'll almost always have much better color, less video noise. I'm assuming it's 10-bit 422. They didn't talk about that. It might be 420, I'm not sure. And it could be a new flavor of PRORES. They didn't mention. There's a lot of different kinds of PRORES. My guess is this will be some form of PRORES LT because of storage limitations. And you can record PRORES in 4K, by the way, up to 4K 30. Can't do the higher frame rates. I really think that we're getting closer and closer to where, for some stuff, you don't need another camera. This is that next step. So imagine using PRORES with that cinematic mode. Now, I don't know if that will work, and doing interviews. All you got to do is take your phone in your pocket, you're traveling, you go to a hotel room, you set your phone up with a tripod, and you've got an image quality that rivals, pretty much any camera, especially on the prosumer, mirrorless type camera range. Again, because you're simulating the depth of field, the bokeh, but who cares if it looks good? And especially, I got to believe it's going to look really good on a static interview. Imagine shooting interviews for a documentary or for a corporate video or even for YouTube. And then you can quickly take that file, pop it in Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro, whatever you use, and edit it very easily. It doesn't tax your computer. PRORES is a very simple codec to edit. And again, for encoding and re-encoding, it's an excellent codec that doesn't lose quality when you export it or when you import it and then re-export it. And the great thing is, since Apple owns PRORES, it's one of the main things they've done in the video industry that is ubiquitous. You don't have to use Apple products to use PRORES. It's just a really great deal. As you can tell, very excited to have this new feature. And I know a lot of you guys don't upgrade your phones every year. I wouldn't either, except that I run a YouTube channel about iPhone filmmaking. However, I really think if you are a video creator, this is a good upgrade, even if you have the 12 Pro, the 12 Pro Max. If you're not a video creator or a filmmaker, then no, you wouldn't need to upgrade. But if you are, these are big deals, and I would personally say, go ahead and take the plunge. Maybe sell or trade in your old one, get the new one. It's that big of a deal. Well, anyway, those are my top 3 features that were announced. And again, it's the cinematic mode, which is really cool. Shallow depth of field. It's the 77mm telephoto, a 3x telephoto, and then PRORES video. How about you? What do you think? Well, this isn't my normal way to release a podcast, but I did just want to quickly get this out because it is breaking news, so to speak. And I really think this is big news, especially if you're a filmmaker. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Blake Calhoun. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.